Okay, I'm now going to demonstrate sharpening on the Katoku diamond grind with the digital edition here. And I'm going to, for my first shear, take this 7-inch dog grooming shear or barbering shear, just depends on how you want to approach it. And I'm going to sharpen it. It's going to be a simple grind, what we call a simple grind. This is an inexpensive shear used by barbers and also by dog groomers. And I'm going to start right now. And the first thing we're going to do, just for your information, is I'm going to mark with a black marking pen the edge, so I know where to set my guide. I have preset this guide at the approximate angle that I think the shear is, but for your information and for your visual, I'm going to load this into the guide. And this unique fixture allows me to do a long shear because I have a full throw here because I've set it that way. I wanted a full throw. I'm going to grind this shear from here to here and then from here to here. This is going to be a simple beveled edge grind. But first I'm going to check my grind to see if I'm on target at 35 degrees, which is set right here. Yeah, this is it. Okay, we're set in at about 35 degrees, and I'm just going to touch this down onto the diamond disc. And you can see I wiped out the black mark, which means I'm on target. So I'm going to go ahead and grind this blade on this 500 grit diamond at approximately 700 RPM, right in there. And it's indicated right here, and you watch, I'm going to go from 1, 2, and 3. So for right here, just working for a burr formation. And then into the throat. And lift off. And let's see what we've done. Well, we've got a pretty edge here, as you can see. And we do have, I believe, a burr formation. You can feel that with your fingernail. It's a very tough burr, as diamond cuts, very tough. And you can see we have a perfect cut here. So I'm going to shut the machine down. And I can now change out abrasives to a finer abrasive. This is a 1200 grit, not always necessary, but I'm going to repeat the process at a slightly higher RPM. I'm going to run this thing up to about 1200. As I can see here, it's almost 1300. And I'm going to repeat the process with a finer abrasive. Shut down and take a look at the work. You can see I now have a finer cutting edge. I'll do a little bit more at the throat. Pretty simple to do. This isn't rocket science. Just prettied it up a little cosmetically. Shut it off. Hit the brake, take it off. Okay, that blade is now finished grinding, and I'm going to take the other blade and repeat the process and hurry this right along. This is not a complicated issue. So I'm going to once again take the 500 grit diamond and cut at approximately 800 RPM. Okay, I'm ready to cut now with this 500 grit diamond. 1, 2, 3. And it cuts the burr very quickly. Diamond cuts through steel very fast. Go down into the throat. And I have a burr done in a matter of seconds. That was approximately 10 seconds, and it's a tough burr. It's a beautiful cut. Shut the machine down. Change out the abrasives. Fire it up, a little more RPM. Running in at about 1400, 1500. Once again, repeat the process. This is a beveled edge. Shut down. And now we've finished our grinding. So we've ground in a new edge, but we also have a burr formation, as is evidenced right here. You can feel it with your fingernail, you can see it. It's tough. This is a tough burr, meaning it's going to take one of the diamond hones to remove that burr. I'm now going to remove my burr formation with a 9-micron diamond hone. This is approximately 2,000 grit, and it will effectively deal with a very tough diamond burr. So as you see here, I'm taking a 45-degree stance. I'm putting light pressure and drawing down, down, down on this 9-micron. And that should have taken care of the burr. As you can see, there's no burr here at all. 3 passes on that 9-micron removed the burr. So after 3 passes on a 9-micron diamond, I have removed my burr. I ran it once, twice, 3 times. The burr is gone. I'm now going to take a 3-micron, approximately 6,000 to 8,000 grit, and make another pass. This is finer. We'll make it very smooth and very sharp. That was about 3-4 passes, and it just refined the line, as you can see. As I wipe this off, you can see an extremely high polish inside line. I'll now do the other blade. A little spray water. And we have a very tough burr. Very tough. Diamond makes a tough burr. And I'm just going to pull lightly once, twice, 3 times the charm. So the burr is gone with 3 passes on the diamond stone. Maybe another one. Now I'm going to go over to the 3-micron. Remember, you're getting very fine here. Approximately 6,000 grit, maybe 8,000. And I'm doing this in one direction because it's just a smart move to do it that way. You don't have to move in both directions. This is just polishing. So you can see here we have a very fine, high polished ride line in a shear that never had a ride line. This is a cheap shear, probably sells to the dog groomers for about 60 bucks, 70 bucks. But you can improve this tool immensely by the use of this machine. And you can see that the burr has been moved to the top from the bottom. It's now up on top waiting for polishing. So I'm now going to prepare and polish this tool, this dog grooming shear. I'm now going to polish off the burr formation on this inexpensive dog grooming shear, barbering shear. The burr is very difficult to see, if at all. I'm going to load this shear into the special clamp, and I'm going to charge this disc with compound. It's a very fine compound, it's a very fine surface. This will pull the burr off at high speed. You're going to see me charge it with some green compound. That's a little, you could use a little more, but we'll leave it at that. And I'm just going to work this shear just like I ground it. And you can see that polished the edge quite a bit. And you see a beautiful, high polished, very sharp edge. I'm going to shut the machine down at this point. You can see I didn't completely cover this disc with the compound, but eventually this will all be covered with green compound. Wipe my blade off, and we should have a very sharp edge. Take it out of the clamp. And you can see a beautiful edge, very sharp. And now I'll polish the other one off. I've loaded the shear into the guide, and I'm going to come across here just like so and polish off any burr formation. Here we go. A little bit more compound here. Wipe off whatever residue you have from your compound. You have a beautiful edge. You can reassemble this shear. Cut off any burrs. You can see how cleanly this cuts. And if you have some hair, you can test this on some hair. So you've put a $40 edge on a $70 shear, but it's really just to demonstrate that the machine is quite capable of doing some really nice work. And you can see right here that you actually can slide cut with this cheap shear. If you notice, I'm slide cutting. Actually, I can take a single blade, should be able to, and use it as a razor blade. So you can see with a single blade I was able to cut this hair. That's how sharp this machine is capable of producing an edge. So you can see we have a quiet, pretty, sharp piece. Clean.